So with Arc Raiders expedition just around the corner, and there has been also a couple of changes to the expedition, whereas now instead of having 5 million coins to get 5 new skill points, you now need to get 100,000 damage to get the 5 skill points. And the devs have put this into a perspective. 100 damage is approximately the equivalent of destroying 20 bastions, which would be the same as destroying 20 bombardiers, I'm pretty sure, because the both of them have similar enough health. The devs also say that they have tested these thresholds internally and found that in a single very good round, 8 to 10,000 damage was an achievable number. Now what I'm going to do is, for anybody who thinks they're going to struggle with getting 100,000 damage to get these 5 skill points, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can indeed 20 to 40,000 damage per round, making this a little bit easier than the devs claim. So one of your biggest issues right now with getting the 100,000 damage in that set amount of time is going to be competing against other raiders. But if you're going in to do the Matriarch raid, I've brought a Hull Cracker. Hull Cracker, Wolfpack or Deadline is going to be your best bet to get the most points when doing so. Now if you prefer to use energy weapons, make sure to do so. Just bring in a legendary or epic weapon that is going to get you enough damage. So for those of you who are full-time workers, I think ye are more looking at the side of efficiency, trying to get this done as quick as possible. And after we do the Queen, I will show you a couple of different routes that you can go on to get this done within a couple of hours. So right now, for the Queen raid, we're going to test out how much damage we can do. So how quick you get this 100,000 damage basically comes down to how much resources you really have. And while we are coming to an end of an expedition, I would definitely expect a lot of you who are going on this expedition to have plenty of resources to be able to get this damage put out very, very quickly. Now if you're actually running pretty low on resources, you don't have much money, and you're thinking about doing this, I would definitely still recommend doing it, because you will see on the next run that I'm going to show you that it actually is very easy to achieve 20 to 30,000 damage per round. Now you obviously don't just have to do damage to the big arc, so whatever small arc comes into your direction, make sure you also are doing damage to them. So the Queen raid is definitely a pretty decent way of getting this damage, but there is definitely better. But you could imagine with the amount of arc that spawn in on a Matriarch raid, you could get so much more points. So our total damage there done to the Queen with the Hull Cracker was 6,630, and that honestly took us like 5 minutes. We were literally in the raid for 5 or 6 minutes. Now we also could have went around the map for the extra 4 minutes that was in the game, and we could have killed a bunch of other arc, definitely bringing that damage total up over 10,000. Now your damage on the Queen might be totally different, all depending on how much resources you bring into the raid, and also how many other raiders are going to be in the raid with you. Now the only bad thing about the Queen or the Matriarch raid is that because this is the end of an expedition, people are going to have so much resources, and it's hard enough to get in and solo either of these bosses at the moment in the game's current state. So it's going to be a little bit harder to do extra damage, to be getting as much damage as possible in these raids, as you're going to have so many other raiders shooting up the bosses and the enemies in these raids. But the good thing about the Matriarch raid is there actually is a ton of other arc to spawn as well, giving you a little bit more of a chance to get a little bit extra damage. So one of my favourite ways to be able to farm up both of these mini bosses is coming onto Buried City. Now knowing the spawn on Buried City is going to be very, very handy for you. At the moment I am indeed on the Hurricane raid, because on the Hurricane raid people tend to avoid fighting these arc on the Hurricane raid and just looting up the Hurricane caches. So just to quickly show you the spawns here of the Bastions and Bombardier on the Buried City map, just to give you a little better idea of what's going to be happening here. So let's select Bombardier, Bastion. Okay, so this is super close. So we have the Old Town area and we have New District. We have right beside Plaza Rosa is a spawn of a Bombardier or a Bastion. Now it's one or the other down here, and then just across the way from Old Town is new district. Now there is a couple of different spawns here for them to spawn in. As you can see, we have the Bombardier that spawns on top of the parking garage. The Bastion can also spawn out the back near Galleria, or he can spawn down here in Murano Park. But these two locations are literally so close to each other, like 200 meters. They're very close to each other. So you can come over here in Old Town, kill one in Old Town, run over to New District, kill another one. Okay, you can do a rotation around the outside towards Piazza or Busto and see if he spawned another one spawned there. While you're doing that, you're killing all the arc on the way as well. And then by the time you get back around to Old Town and you've done a little bit of arc killing, you will indeed have another spawn of a Bombardier or a Bastion, and you just repeat that cycle. Now, if you want to be super efficient and you have plenty of resources, definitely bring in deadlines. Use your deadlines, kills them in one. If you place it in the right spot, super simple and an easy way to get damage. Now, after we kill this Bombardier, we can make our way over here towards New District. So here we have the Bastion. Now we're going to take him out in New District, and then we can rotate back around once again. Now, if they do take out this event, don't worry, this still can be done on any sort of buried city event. Daytime, nighttime, whatever you want to do it on. I just prefer to do it on this event because I always find that not much people come and fight the bigger arc on this event because it can be a little bit awkward, especially rotating outside. The storm is pushing against you. Trying to plant a deadline on the Bastion or Bombardiers can be a little bit awkward in this storm. That's why a lot of people tend to not fight them. But that is where I like to take my opportunity to do what people aren't doing in these events, and that is killing the bigger arc. So we have fully killed 2 of the big arc there, as the dev stated. That would be around 10,000 damage done so far in about 5 minutes. So we killed the first Bombardier at 28 minutes, and now it is time to make our way back over to see if he has spawned back in Old Town. But I always am rotating around the map and killing other arc while I'm waiting for these arc to spawn back in. So we make our way back over here, and he has indeed spawned, so we can take him out. That will be 3 of them, giving us a total of 15,000 damage done in 15 minutes. Now, as you can see, another one did spawn. I was trying to take him down, and the rat did indeed come out of the bushes and kill me. As you know, right now there is a massive problem in Arc Raiders with rats. Don't know what's going on. Free kit rats are just getting into lobbies that they shouldn't be in and killing people, but it is what it is. I wasn't expecting it, but from my experience, I will tell you, just expect rats to be around. Now, on that note, we have one more way to farm up both of these enemies. Now, this way is probably one of the best. It is absolutely insane, and if this event is indeed in rotation when this new update does drop, this will be the event that ye need to be doing to get the max XP out. Alright, so we are indeed in the hidden bunker event here, which is indeed on Spaceport. Now, this is also a very good event to be able to get a lot of damage in because it goes on for 40 minutes. Now, we don't know if this is actually going to be still in rotation when the new update comes around. But just in case it is, I am definitely going to show you another way you can get a ton of damage. Let's swing around here. So you want to come to the back of the departure building here. Now, for the Rocketeer and Vaporizers, if they do put the Vaporizers on the map, you will probably get anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 damage per Rocketeer or per Vaporizer. So it won't be really anywhere near the amount of damage you'll be getting for the Bombardier and Bastions. But they definitely still are pretty good to add into your rotations, especially if you've already killed the Bombardiers and Bastions in that area. So here we go. Let's start doing damage here. Bombardier first. Now, how you take down these enemies is all down to yourself. All your personal preference. If you like to sit back with an anvil, go ahead, be my guest. But this event is really good because it has high spawn rate of both of these guys. Both the Bombardiers and Bastions. There's a good spawn rate on them. Right, there goes the first bastion. Nice and easy. Hello. We're going to take down the bombardier. And there we go. There goes the bombardier. So bombardier and bastion both taken down. Now they will indeed spawn back in about 7 to 10 minutes. Some people think it's around 5 minutes, but it definitely feels like 7 to 10 minutes. So while I'm waiting for the bastions and the bombardiers to spawn back, I tend to roam a little bit on the map and find some other arc that we can take down. Now, the bigger arc the better. There is indeed a Rocketeer around, we will be taking him out. But if not, the smaller arc is still damage. Now, the good thing about the Spaceport map is there actually is 2 runs you can do on this map. Not only can you do it on this event, the hidden bunker event, but just in case, if the hidden bunker event isn't around, when the next update drops, you can also do it on the electromagnetic storm, as this map has a really good spawn for bastions and bombardiers, and I will show you exactly where they spawn. So on this event, this is the best area for the spawns of the bastions and the bombardiers. It's at the very back of the departure building. More shots should do the job here. Oh, maybe not. Ah, there we go. See how quick it is to take him down with the Bullcracker? Super quick. We also have a couple of deadlines on us that we could have stuck him with as well. But you don't need these weapons to do this. That's one thing you should know. For people who don't have the resources, you will be a little bit slower, but you can still do it with an anvil. So I have killed 2 bastions and a bombardier. And that puts us at 15,000 points there. In 10 minutes. Now we have some more arc spawning here. But let's get the attention here of the bombardier, bring it back a little bit. I like to fight him over in this area. And there he goes. 2 bastions, 2 bombardiers taken down. 13 minutes. That's 20,000 damage in 13 minutes there. That is very, very good, to be honest. So here we have the 3rd bastion. Take out the other arc here first, and we can go deal with him. The 3rd bastion, that is insane. Take down this bastion, then we can focus on the other guy. And nice, let's go straight over here to the other guy. That deadline on him. And boom, Bob's uncle. 4 bastions, 2 bombardiers. That's 6 altogether, 6 5s. Oh, that didn't actually destroy him. Interesting. Interesting. I think we placed that a little bit too high. Oh, there we go. And we do indeed have another bombardier that spawned. And there we go, there is another bombardier gone. That is some really, really good damage farming. So that was indeed 20 minutes. We killed 4 Bastions and 3 Bombardiers. 7 by 5. That is 35,000 damage in 25 minutes. This is an incredible XP farm. Now, bear in mind, everybody is going to be onto this when the time comes around. That's why I'm sharing a couple of different methods for ye to get in and kill the Bastions and Bombardiers. Now, there actually is another event as well that's pretty good for Bastions and Bombardiers on this map, just in case the devs decide to throw this hidden bunker event out of rotation. Now, on Spaceport as well, if the hidden bunker isn't there, you actually can just hop between spawns. As you can see, I have the Metaforge app up here, where it shows where the Bastions and Bombardiers all spawn. And just by hopping between these spawns, you also can do something similar to the Buried City one, and you can pull out a ton of points. The reason why I prefer the Buried City one is because the map is smaller, so it's a little bit easier for you to get around. Now, that is definitely some of the best ways to get the 100,000 damage for the next expedition. Hope this video helps you guys out. Stay safe out there, and I shall talk to you in the next one.